It is safer to search in the maze than to remain in a cheeseless situation. Guilt is a feeling that you owe a debt that you're not paying. We should forgive our enemies, but not before they are hanged. You know, there's no such thing as a complete lie. There's always some truth in there. The passage of time should never extinguish your spark or diminish your dreams. Always remember, you are never too old to shine brightly. Soldiers live. He dies and not you, and you feel guilty because you're glad he died and not you. Soldiers live and wonder why. To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Wisdom is to speak the truth and act in keeping with its nature. The greatest win is walking away and choosing not to engage in drama and toxic energy at all. Being grateful does not mean that everything is necessarily good. It just means that you can accept it as a gift. Whatever happens to your body, your soul will survive, untouched. I'm not going to die. I'm going home like a shooting star. Michael, there's nothing here to fear. Lucifer, well, there's always the truth. Don't let procrastination take over your life. Be brave and take risks. Your life is happening right now. Whether you think you're right or you think you're wrong, you're right. If you think in pictures, right? If you think in words, paint. 3 things cannot hide for long: the moon, the sun, and the truth. If a man will begin with certainties, he shall end in doubts. But if he will be content to begin with doubts, he shall end in certainties. I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I think it was the institution. I was trying to master it. Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know. If we try to measure now, we find it's always gone, has become part of the past. If a bullet should enter my brain, let that bullet destroy every closet door. Head versus heart. A crowded mind leaves no space for a peaceful heart. Do not presume that richness or poorness will bring you happiness. Only when you accept that one day you'll die can you let go and make the best out of life. And that's the big secret. That's the miracle. Excuses are merely nails used to build a house of failure. In my many years, I have come to a conclusion that 1 useless man is a shame, 2 is a law firm, and 3 or more is a Congress. Take the first step, no more, no less, and the next will be revealed. He that can have patience can have what he will. You know how both life and porno movies end. The only difference is life starts with the orgasm. All the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. It is better moving up to your goal and falling than not falling doing nothing. Kakanik and Yangabadi Turltak Pada Kilokan Adab Dan Katinjian Ilmasizi Orang. You can Turltak Pada Waja Dan Pikayanya. You just keep pushing. You just keep pushing. I made every mistake that could be made, but I just kept pushing. Everybody know death is inevitably coming, but it never fails to catch everybody by surprise every time one is going. Faith is a knowledge within the heart, beyond the reach of proof. I am struck by how sharing our weakness and difficulties is more nourishing to others than sharing our qualities and successes. When you lose your smile, you lose your way in the chaos of life. Defeat may serve as well as victory to shake the soul and let the glory out. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. Have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. Rousseau identified reason as the disease for which it pretended to be the cure. And though you think the world is at your feet, it can rise up and tread on you. In practical life, we are compelled to follow what is most probable. In speculative thought, we are compelled to follow truth. I ask not for any crown, but that which all may win, nor try to conquer any world except the one within. Gratitude is best refined through the fires of adversity. That truth should be silent I had almost forgot. Speaking up for people who don't have a voice is important. It's the right thing to do, even if it's hard. A bitter reality of truth can be wisely told in a sweet tale of lullaby. Too late. I found you can't wait to become perfect. You got to go out and fall down and get up with everybody else. We follow the codes not because they bring gain, but because we loathe the people we would otherwise become. Loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty. When you cut pieces out of the truth to avoid looking like a fool, you end up looking like a moron instead. Maybe some things aren't meant to be known. Maybe they're just meant to be accepted. I knew I was alone in a way that no earthling has ever been before. Better the comfort of a lie than the absurdity of the truth. Life doesn't require ideals. It requires standards of action. You often meet your fate on the road you take to avoid it. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. The truth may not set you free, but used carefully, it can confuse the hell out of your enemies. Christ is not valued at all, unless he is valued above all. A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed at some indefinite time in the future. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. We cannot do everything at once, but we can do something at once. Only he who attempts the absurd is capable of achieving the impossible. Failure is not when you fail once, but when you refuse to learn from your mistakes. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. The truth sticks in our throats with all the sauces it is served with. It will never go down until we take it without any sauce at all. You can be young without money, but you can't be old without it. Martha, truth or illusion? George, you don't know the difference. George, no, but we must carry on as though we did. Martha, amen. Power is not revealed by striking hard or often, but by striking true. Dreams are hopeful because they exist as pure possibility, unlike memories, which are fossils, long dead and buried deep. If there is anything that links the human to the divine, it is the courage to stand by a principle when everybody else rejects it. As long as you can use your hands, the world is your oyster. You need to have faith in yourself. Be brave and take risks. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. If you're not failing every now and again, it's a sign you're not doing anything very innovative. Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. Have faith in your ability. You will do just fine. The sidelines may be safer, but life is played on the field. Good things happen in your life when you surround yourself with positive people. All you have to do is write one true sentence. Write the truest sentence that you know. The irony of life is that those who wear masks often tell us more truths than those with open faces. It's not about whether or not someone is a bigot, but whether or not the argument which that someone is arguing is worth being a bigot about. Regrets are about decisions that you know you should have done different. Truth is a hard master and costly to serve, but it simplifies all problems. Letting go means to come to the realization that some people are a part of your history, but not a part of your destiny. Nobody realizes that some people expend tremendous energy merely to be normal. We're here to be family to one another, to exist for the sake of others, even as others exist for our sake. I will never compromise truth for the sake of getting along with people who can only get along when we agree. Every great cause begins as a movement, becomes a business, and eventually degenerates into a racket. Peace is not happenstance. It is a living fire that must be fed constantly. It must be tended with vigilance, else it dies out. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. Reason is, and ought only to be the slave of the passions. Be humble, for you are made of earth. Be noble, for you are made of stars. Dreaming is the poetry of life, and we must be forgiven if we indulge in it a little. A fish that is afraid of drowning in a river is ignorant of its gifts. The world is a prison in which solitary confinement is preferable. Here, in this quiet place we own, worlds are born. Run the voodoo down. There's nothing wrong with stretching the truth. We stretch taffy, and that just makes it more delicious.